Greetings of the day, everyone. In today's video I'm gonna explain you some basic formulas for Excel like VLOOKUP, SUMIF and the index match function. So without wasting much of the time, you can see the data on the screen. All these formulas will be explained using a single data set that's on your screen right now. So first we start with the SUMIF function. So let's suppose we are looking for the name Jeff and we want the amount that has been spent by Jeff. So we'll be calculating this in tab B. So we paste this, we remove the duplicate so that we just have the single names, and then we find out the total of the amount spent by Jeff. I'm using a pre-recorded video so that the video is short and we can just end it up as soon as possible. So we just write the formula as SUMIFS, then we go to the tab A where our initial data is. We look for the sum range at first, so the sum range here would be our column D as was selected. You can see here, so the sum range that's selected as the D column, and then we select the criteria range. So the criteria range, we have Jeff's name in B column, so we select this as the criteria range and Jeff as our criteria, and we just drag down the formulas. We see the sum as 820 here, which matches with the total 820. So this formula has now combined the total of Jeff and this column, how much money has been spent by Jeff. So SUMIFS is obviously any day better than SUMIF, because SUMIF only allows us to apply a single criteria, and whereas in SUMIFS we can apply multiple criteria, as I'll show you with an example right now. So this was just sorted on the basis of the name. Now we are going to sort it on the basis of the month under which Jeff, Monty, Allison, Harry they might have charged. So if you see Jeff, his name is in January, February, so we'll see the amount, the total amount by writing SUMIFS. Then we select the sum range under the D column. Then this time we are adding absolutes to the values, so that if we drag the formulas up on the right and down, they don't just get to the next columns. If you don't know about the absolutes, I'll just pause here and explain a little more. So if we don't apply these dollar signs called as absolutes, then if we go on and copy this formula to the cells around here, the formula DD would go on to EE. So to not let that happen, we apply absolutes. Moving forward, we select the first criteria to be the same as the name criteria. We select the B column, make it absolute, and then select Jeff. So we just, for getting the total hours, total of the amount that Jeff has spent, this formula would be enough. But if we have to calculate the amount per on the basis of month and the name, we're going to apply a different one more criteria from now. So we're selecting the second criteria as we'll go to the tab A, and we'll select the C column, which includes the month criteria, and then we select from tab B, we select the month, and we are making it absolute, so that when we drag the formulas, it just doesn't slip away from the required cells. So as we look, the total of all this comes out to be 820, which is the same as the tab A total of 820. Expenses. if we see Jeff in the month of January, the expenses there's come out to be 40, and the resultant is 40 here. So from the same data set, we can also see how the index match works. So index match, it's very similar to VLOOKUP, but where we differentiate between both of them is when I show you the VLOOKUP after I show you this index match formula. So we're gonna find out the serial numbers starting like at what serial number is Jeff's name Jeff's name first appear on tab A. So we'll write index, we select the array as the whole table under which we want to look, then we write match because we want to again match the value which is already there on the tab B with what's there on the tab A. So we'll match the lookup value, we'll select as what's on the tab with us. Not forgetting to make it absolutes again to not let the formula slip away. So to select this lookup value, we go on to tab B, and we select the what's there in the first cell we want to look up. In the array is to be selected from tab A, where the name is, so that it matches with the name and shows us the exact match. To show the exact match, we write 0, and then what we write the column which we want as the resultant. So till now we have just matched that what's in the tab B should be there in tab A and the position, and now we want the resultant answer. So for the resultant answer, so index match allows us to look up on the reverse order, like we're looking up in the B column and the resultant is in A column, whereas VLOOKUP doesn't allow us to do that. In VLOOKUP we can only look up to the forward columns, like if we apply the lookup formula to the B column, we can only look up under the C column and not otherwise. Moving forward, I'll show you how we select the column to be just A, and we get the answer as 1. Jeff's name is at number 1, Monty at number 2, Allison at 3, Harry 4, and Laura we have at 11th number. So just to verify this, we'll go on to tab A and I'll show you 1, 2, 3, 4, and Laura's name is down here at 11 number. So the data is very right according to the formulas. So this index match formula is a bit complex, but it also we're not forgetting it covers the demerits of VLOOKUP. We can also use it as how we apply VLOOKUP, like which month did they start spending. So we can, under this column we are applying the index match formula to the forward columns. So we want to see what's there in the C column. We'll just go on and change the answer from here to see what we want as the answer. So we're getting January. Jeff started spending in January, Monty in January. So like this, Laura started in March. So if we change it to Laura and in February, and see the resultant has already changed here to February. So the formulas are working perfectly. You can use the index match in this way. Now if I show you that how VLOOKUP works is this exactly the same. We look the value up, we write VLOOKUP what we want to look up, and then we go on to select table array from tab A. So the table array being the B and can see what we want to look up and what we want as the resultant. We select those two columns. The resultant is at 2 number, we select the column index number as 2, and the resultant to be as true, we have to select true. We get the answer, which is exactly the same as what we got under the index match. So this is what was earlier there, and we can see it again. Like, I changed the month to February, Laura's name, I moved it upwards. It has changed its number to 5 from 11. So you can see the formulas to be working perfectly. So this is all from my end. You can share what doubts you had and I'll get back to you. You can reach out to me through an email. I've mentioned my email address in the description down below, and just share this video with the friends you think it can give some relevance to their lives and can improve in any way. Thanks a lot, guys. Bye bye. Have a great day.